Hey, vinyl community, how are you? Good to see each and every one of you today. Good to see you. Well, Beatle Brad has been to Ringo Starr in concert. Saw it the other night with his all-star band. So I've got a little story for you all about Ringo, this guy. Here we go, Ringo Starr. Got the tour program, really cool. Let me go through the tour program. I bought the shirt. Actually, let's do this first. I bought this as well. This is kind of cool, and it's got a Ringo, and kind of. Sorry about the glare. It's got a ticket down below, and you can frame this. So this was kind of cool. Like that. That's kind of neat. So I got that at the show as well. And like I said, the tour program. Let me zoom in a little closer on that. Hopefully that's my thumbnail. Probably won't be, but one can only hope, you know. All right, enough of that. Close up of Ringo. The concert was good. I didn't think it was terrific. Beatle Brad enjoyed it, but the thing that I didn't like about it was the fact that Ringo did absolutely nothing from the new album. This album. Ringo did nothing from it. And I couldn't believe that he didn't do anything from it. What a shame. I was kind of hoping that he would do On the Road Again, you know, Back on the Road Again, that song, or something else. But he didn't do anything from the album. So I was really disappointed in that. And he did a lot of his old songs, pretty much the same ones, Photograph, Yellow Submarine, all of that. I hope you saw my video right before this one, because it shows a quick clip. And I do mean quick, because I tried to videotape to show everybody what I got at Ringo, and the security was intense at the concert. It was unbelievable. People, you know, they had their phones up videotaping like I am, and the security people are walking around. They had a lot of security in the place. It wasn't a Coliseum stadium. Don't type to me and ask where I went to the concert, because I really don't want to tell people where I went to go see them. I just don't want to give out the location of the concert to let you know where I was or all that. So I don't mean to be mean, but I'm just stating a fact. Just don't want to tell everybody. But it wasn't a stadium. It was a smaller arena, like a movie theater, like an old movie theater. And there were people walking around, and they'd flash the flashlights. They had these flashlights, and they flash them in your eyes, and they scream at you, and they're yelling, "Take down your video. Take it down. We're not videotaping. You can't do this." So these people are yelling at you saying, you know, don't videotape. I'm not going to let you videotape. So that's why my video, if you saw it, it's very quick. And Ringo was good in concert. He sounds good. He performed well. He was very energetic, jumping up and down on stage and singing. That was great. You know, like I said, he did really well with that. And that was terrific. Really nice, really fun to see Ringo really getting into it. And the band, here's members of the band. They were terrific. A lot of other people did their other songs. This band has been together for 6 years now. So they're pretty tight. Pretty well together on touring, and pretty well together musician-wise. Here we go. Sorry, I'm kind of out of frame there on that picture. But it was good. I've got a Beatles story for you from Beatle Brad. You won't believe what I did. All right, one more picture, boys and girls, and then I'll tell you. Gather around, because Beatle Brad's got a story for you now. I'll show you more of that in a minute. I know the guy that owns the arena where he performed. He owns the arena himself. His nephew does now. The actual guy who owned it has passed away. But I did go to that arena to see it. And so I got backstage. I talked my way into getting backstage. I had no credentials, didn't have any passes or VIP or anything like that. And I walked into the back and went down the steps, and there's the green room. And there's the band with a bunch of people that have got these passes all around their neck. And probably the distance between me and, well, not, a couple yards away, not real far, was Todd Rundgren. I froze. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my gosh. So I was getting ready to grab my phone. I was going to take pictures. And I'm looking like this. I'm kind of moving my head around. I'm trying to find Ringo, because I'm still pretty excited about being back there. I was just really excited. So I'm looking for this guy, Mr. Ringo Starr. Mr. Ringo Starr. So I was really hoping to get back and finally meet Ringo, which I couldn't believe I made it backstage. There's just no way, that I got back there. I mean, that's just incredible that I got past security and all these people. And as soon as I started walking forward a little bit, this guy comes over to my side. I never even saw him. He just comes by me and he says, "What are you doing back here? You're not allowed back here. You don't have any VIP passes." And I said, "Well, I'm just going to be here for a few minutes and then I'll go on back out." And he said, "Well, tell me your story," and he's walking me up the steps, and I know he's leading me out. He's shoving me out the building or out the back. And I said to him, "Well, I know the guy that owns this place, and I'm friends with him, and he's a good friend." And he's like, "Oh, okay." He said, "That's great." He said, "But yeah, come on up the steps." And I knew as soon as I hit the steps, he was like, "Get out," that kind of thing. So I was all excited, and like I said, it was kind of fun that I got to do that. I at least got backstage. So, he basically told me, he said, "Get out." And I said, "Okay." And I'm a nice, bing, 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 pointing to me. I'm a nice, friendly, happy guy. I'm not a troublemaker. So I figured, okay, I'll just go to my seat. That's fine. So I went ahead and did that, but I was all excited that I did get backstage. Wanted to share that with you about Ringo, and I showed this, but I'm going to show it again. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a good concert. I'm disappointed that Ringo couldn't have done something a little better. I was talking to a very good friend of mine, John. John, you know who you are. John's a very good friend. Great guy. And I kind of agree with what John said. John was talking to me and he said, "We're coming up on Christmas, and this just came out on vinyl. So why couldn't Ringo throw in a couple songs from this album and maybe do one of the songs off of the Christmas album?" That would be so wild and different of Ringo to do something totally really non-Beatle-y and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, we're hitting the songs of Boys and Act Naturally and Yellow Submarine, and I know each and every one of them can only do so many songs, and Ringo only has so much time. But just for a change, let's pull out one of the songs. I know something would have been kind of fun if he changed it up a little bit. So I was a little bit disappointed in that respect, that, here I spent a lot of money. To me, Beatle Brad, I saved up my money to go to the concert. And there isn't really that much different than the DVD that I bought a couple years back of the concert. So, peace and love from Ringo Starr. Don't expect me to play my new album in concert. Peace and love. That's what he should be saying now. But then the other thing is, if you go on his website, on Ringo Starr's website, he's got a thing where you can take different snippets of you talking about this album, and he's going to put together a video of all the different clips of different people. So that's kind of neat. So if you want to go on his Ringo Starr website, official website, it'll show that. But I did manage to do some other stuff. Let me tell you about that. I got so much to talk about Ringo. Getting towards the end of the concert, so I'm somewhat back. I'm going to figure out how to print them. But on my phone, which I'm doing my video, I went downstage. I went down the hall, not hall, down towards the front of the stage. Walked down the front and stood in about the second row or third row and got fantastic pictures of Ringo. Really close up, good pictures. So hopefully I can get those printed out soon. Not sure when I can do that, but I'll do that sometime soon. And I'll show you those pictures that I got, which are really pretty cool. So I took a bunch of those pictures, and then I took some distance shots. But it's really kind of funny. Back to the video, like I was saying, people were videotaping with their phones. Back to that, since I was talking about that, got off track, started doing other stuff. It reminded me of when the Beatles were touring in '66 and how when they were in Japan, the police, they were taking pictures of the fans, and then they'd say, was this you jumping up and down and being commotioned and all that kind of stuff and being wild. That's how they kind of settled the crowd down in Japan, was that, they were taking pictures of you. Well, I sort of felt like it was like '66 and they're flashing the flashlight at you saying, take your video down, don't record. It's kind of like a police action, but there were so many of these guys walking around in white shirts and ties that I couldn't do that long of a video. But it's 1:51, which is the video before this. So if you want to see that, it's just a quick clip. I didn't get to tape much, but it was fun to do. And I did enjoy Ringo. I did enjoy all the other performers. I keep saying, I keep going back and forth. I didn't. But it was still fun. It was still a fab time. But I thought I'd give you a moment to kind of see all my Ringo stuff for those of you that aren't going to the concert, or for those of you that just can't go because he's not in your country or not in your town, being overseas. So I'm just kind of showing you pictures. All right, vinyl community. Let me zoom in on that for you. All right, vinyl community. As I say on my video, I'm out of here. Take care, everybody.